Out of the numerous adaptations of Bernard Shaw's Pygmalion, the movie The Duff, directed by Ari Sondel, truly captures the ideas that Shaw intended to portray. As this film so beautifully displays Shaw's original spirit of Pygmalion, it is without a doubt the best adaptation of the classic play. Before the similarities of Pygmalion and The Duff can become clear, it must first be established exactly what is meant by the phrase Shaw's spirit of the play. While this spirit is not seen through direct quotes or characters, it is rather the philosophical idea of using comedy to portray a deeper meaning. In doing so, Shaw achieves two things. First, he creates an amusing piece of work which appeals to audiences everywhere. Secondly, Shaw teaches his audience a lesson. While some who went to see Pygmalion sat down for a comedy, they left their seats with further education about societal issues of the time period. In the script, Shaw hides mockery and insult to various social issues, urging the audience to think about them, which is his main purpose in writing Pygmalion and is the spirit he wishes to portray in the play. This comedy is visible throughout the play, with the use of characterization displayed through conversations or actions. These moments of amusement are meant to challenge social norms, such as discrimination, stereotypes, the idea of beauty, and many others. These entertaining and informative moments are seen throughout the play, and are first displayed in the initial interactions between Higgins and Eliza. Upon their first meeting, Higgins makes fun of Eliza, calling her a squashed cabbage leaf, which represents the upper class looking down upon those below them. He later tells her that she has no right to live, which audiences find funny because it is so offensive, but actually echoes the societal beliefs about the lower class, telling these people they are too unimportant to be privileged with life. Later, Eliza's father explains how he loves being in the lower class, and how he should not be given less just because he is not a deserving man. He should be given more. In doing so, he challenges the idea that lower class members wish to be a part of higher classes, as he is content exactly where he is. Additionally, Eliza uses profane language throughout the play, which displays her desire to stay true to herself and less sophisticated background, despite her upward climb of social ranks. These comedic aspects with challenged social issues are visible to Celia Marshak, who wrote a literary criticism about Pygmalion, which includes many references to Shaw's spirit of the play. In one of which, Marshak writes, Doolittle's own morals, skin deep and adopted under economic persuasion, serve to parody the authority of real social reformers. This excerpt further exemplifies the deeper mockery made toward society with the character of Mr. Doolittle, as he has no desire to move to a higher social class, instead preferring the greed that comes with the lower class. It is later written that Shaw struck back at these repressions by portraying the truth about issues such as sexual predation and did not allow himself to be swayed by opinions of social reformers. Similarly, Marshak writes of how Shaw used comedy to challenge the serious topic of female sexualization. Again, instead of allowing the audience to be influenced by social reformers, he makes mockery of this issue to urge viewers to educate themselves about these issues, which encompasses Shaw's original intention of the play. Similar comedic components are visible in The Duff, which is used to challenge society of the present time period. The film questions ideas of beauty, stereotypes, popularity, expectations of women, and many other issues which present in the movie's modern high school setting. First, the premise behind the entire movie is amusing, and the title itself challenges social norms of high school. The acronym DUFF, Designated Ugly Fat Friend, is entertaining to audiences because it is extremely offensive. However, it is used to develop the deeper idea that self-perception and the perception of others derives from one's confidence and not his or her place in society. Also, the character Wes, who simulates Higgins, criticizes main character Bianca, just as Higgins did to Eliza. Wes tells Bianca, "You've got a uniboob, your posture sucks, and your clothes fit weird because you wear the wrong size bra." This brutally honest assessment of Bianca is very rude, which amuses the audience, but also represents the upper class of high school looking down upon lower classes. This demonstrates the similarities between the film and the play, as it is very like the situation in which Higgins calls Eliza a squashed cabbage leaf. Additionally, the similarities continue when the school bully Madison tells Bianca, "People like you will never matter here." This is comparable to the moment in which Higgins tells Eliza that people of her kind do not deserve to live, because both instances represent the more privileged upper classes of society completely degrading the lower classes and tearing down their confidence in the process. In a movie review from The Hollywood Reporter by Sherry Linden, these comedic aspects of The Duff are further identified and explained. More generally, the review says that the movie has both amusing and serious moments, and those which are funny are used to represent a deeper message, summarizing Shaw's spirit of the play. In the review, The movie's premise is explained in a single line, which reads, Bianca's neighbor, handsome football captain Wesley, informs her that she is the designated ugly fat friend, or duff, of her glamorous pals. This line is followed by the explanation of Wes helping Bianca change her image. This demonstrates the basic idea that Wes represents Higgins helping a lower-class female adjust her place in society. Finally, the reviewer writes of how the film offers lessons in survival to age-old quandaries about several issues such as popularity and identity. This supports the idea of how the Duff uses comedy to teach the audience lessons, just as Pygmalion does. While the Duff does capture Shaw's spirit of the play, the stories do not completely align. For example, there is the struggle of the setting which separates these works, as the Duff is a more modern American high school story, and Pygmalion takes place in London in the early 20th century. Also, in the end of the Duff, the leading male and female characters do end up in a romantic relationship, which Shaw made sure was not the case for Higgins and Eliza. Despite this, the Duff perfectly encompasses Shaw's original intentions for the play overall. Not only does the Duff capture nearly all components of the original play, it is the best adaptation made that does so. Out of all other parodies and variations of Pygmalion, the Duff stays the most true to Shaw's spirit by using comedy to portray deeper meanings and challenge society. This massive part of the movie's identity outweighs any differences that are visible in the story, and it is what allows the film to capture Shaw's spirit of Pygmalion.